Greetings and salutations, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome. Hashtag live if you're watching live. Hashtag replay if you're on replay. So, I want you to put in the comment section, hashtag stress. If currently right now as you're watching this video, you are in a state of being stressed. You know, the word stress gets thrown around a lot. And, I hear this from clients, I hear it from people. Hell, you just hear it in conversations that people are having at the grocery store. There's a lot of people that are stressed. And stress means a lot of things to a lot of people. But what I wanted to discuss today is more about being chronically stressed. And so I'm going to use my own definition here of what chronically stressed means to me is in a state of every single day, there is this feeling of like the world on top of your shoulders, and you feel very weighed down, you're stressed, you have anxiety, you may even have depression. Now these terms again are interchangeable and they kind of get thrown around a lot. So without really trying to dive deep into what they mean and what the true definition of them are, we're just going to use them loosely. But I wanted to talk today about how stress really affects the brain and how this physiology really impacts our day-to-day activity and how us being under a state of stress is really truly affecting us, and it is perpetrating the continual resistance towards the solution and being in a state of constant fear. So if you look at the brain, okay, we've got the hippocampus and the amygdala is what we're going to talk about today. So when people are under a lot of stress, whether it's work stress, whether it's emotional stress, whether it's stress from the past, whether it's the past is coming into the present, you're constantly trying to work out 7 days a week for 2 hours a day, putting your body under a lot of stress. What ends up happening is you end up shrinking the hippocampus. Now, what the hippocampus is for is learning and memory. So our ability to retain information and for us to learn new information is going to be housed here in this part of the brain. Now, the interesting fact comes into that this shrinks this part of the body, but when we're under chronic stress, it ends up making this other part of the brain, which is called the amygdala, which is going to be, the center for our fear, our threatening stimuli, being able to be aware of our surroundings. When 10,000 years ago, we'd be, making sure that there's no lions out there that's going to eat us. Now it's more about, a lot of different other things, a lot of other stressors. This is going to get enlarged. So essentially, we're making this part of our brain bigger, and our learning and memory center of our brain, we're going to make smaller when we're under this constant stress. So, if you're feeling like you've got brain fog, meaning you can't remember shit, right? Just like your keys. It's like, where the hell did I put my keys? And you can't find your keys, and you end up remembering that they're in your pocket, right? You have this sense of being overwhelmed, fatigue. You really have a hard time, getting out of bed in the morning, or, you just constantly feel like this, you're just tired all the time. These are signs of being chronically stressed. Now, here's the bad part about living in present day 2021 is there's an expectation that is placed upon us that we've got to go and push through, because we've got to work, we've got kids sports, we've got charitable responsibilities, we've got all these things that we've decided that we're going to overtake. But at the same time, we're sacrificing all of that for ourselves. And from an anatomy standpoint, our brain, which is super important, is having a dramatic effect. So I wanted to kind of put this in play as it relates to what the hell can we really do about this? One thing that I'd like to mention is the body does not understand what type of stress. So if you're already in a state of stress, you've got things from the past that you haven't dealt with. There are just things that are just constantly over your shoulder. Your work is stressing you out. Your relationship is stressing you out. And then on top of that, you go into a workout facility where you're trying to kill yourself in the gym 5 times a week for 2 hours, or whatever the case it may be, your body doesn't understand the differences between any of those stressors. The only thing it understands is that it is under stress. This is why when you're coming to a workout standpoint and you're already stressed and you try to place yourself with even more stress, you don't get the results that you're looking for, because your body is basically giving you a big middle finger saying, nope, I've had enough. You're putting me under this constant stress. My amygdala is now enhanced. I feel like I'm 10,000 years back in the past, and I've got to worry about a lion, whether it's going to eat me. Okay, that's the way our brain works. So, what can we do about this? Well, you're going to listen to all these self-care things, okay? And self-care is great, and everyone has a little bit of a definition of what self-care is. Bubble baths, getting your nails done, all of these things. Those things are great, okay? And they all kind of go into that category of relaxation. But truly being able to take care of ourself is what this is really about. To alleviate some of these stressors that are stressing us to the point where we're having brain fog. We're super overwhelmed about everything in our life, and we're fatigued, and we can't be the best version of ourselves. So, meditation. This is for some people, it's not for everybody. Meditation doesn't always have to be sitting on a couch somewhere with your hands like this, when your eyes closed, listening to some meditation music and kind of falling asleep. That's not what meditation is all about. It really is about getting to a center of presence. The easiest way for us to get present, meaning we're not worried about the past, we're not worried about the future, is to focus on our breath. If you just take a moment, get all the bullshit out of your way, sit in a chair, stand up, doesn't matter, and just focus on your breathing. You could do this when you go to sleep or when you're trying to go to sleep. If you can't go to sleep, just focus on that. That's it. Thoughts may come through your dashboard, not a problem. Don't worry about it. Just continue to focus on your breath. That may help you in a meditative standpoint, get you present, and be able to kind of alleviate some of these things that are in the past and in the future that we're worried about. Relaxation, mentioned that. You want to get your nails done, you want to go get a massage, you want to go do all these things. All those things are great, okay? But we also have to do the other work that takes care of ourselves, treating our body nicely, the thoughts that come across our dashboard, making sure that we're eating, good quality, unprocessed foods. We're getting exercise, but we're not exercising to the point where, again, it's causing more of a detriment to us than it is helping us. There's a fine line there, and I see this a lot when I'm working with clients. Reading, finding something that you enjoy, whether it's a romance novel, whether it's some kind of nonfiction, whether it's some kind of fiction, or hell, if you want me to send you one of my books, that may make you go to sleep. All joking aside, but just finding something to really be able to settle your nerves, to be able to bring yourself into a center of presence. Presence means you're here. Brain is not in the future, your brain is not in the past, you are right now. Walking. I can't encourage this enough. Walking is great because not only is it exercise, it's low impact. Every single person can do it to some degree. And you get outside, you get in nature, and there's just something about that kind of brings our nerves down. It releases some of the stress that's up on our shoulders. And then, obviously, as I talk about so often, focusing on the root cause of why we're stressed. It isn't just about the fact that our work sucks. It isn't just about the fact that the world is in turmoil at times. There's other things that we have to dive into that may be within ourselves, that have to dive deeper. Okay, why is it that I feel this way? What is it that I'm lacking? What is it that I'm searching for? And am I choosing something that, am I choosing to be stressed? Sometimes that's a hard conversation that we have with people. But when you get addicted to being in this high stress situation because of things in the past, and you're always in this fight or flight scenario where you're fearful and you're focusing on threatening stimuli, it's hard to get out of that. But there is a way. And if it's a conversation you'd like to have with me, I'd like to have it with you. It's really about the difference between danger and fear. If we put us in the wild and we've got, anacondas and lions and tigers and bears, yeah, that's danger, okay? Fear is made up in our mind. We really make up the fears that we have. So, here's to kind of summarize this in this focusing on the root cause. When we make statements like, I'm stressed, right? That's a conclusion. We've come to that conclusion. We have created very little space between us and the stress, because now I am stressed. So now when I say that word, I'm stressed, that means the stress is in me. Okay? So the way I want to look at it from a standpoint of coaching is I want to create a little bit of distance between me and the stressors. So I want to talk about possibilities. So what is right about the situation that I'm in? If we ever thought about that, because we're automatically wanting to think about, fuck, this sucks, this is terrible, 100% of this shitty, I'm stressed out, right? But what's right about it? What can we learn from this? What is this teaching us about ourselves? What is the good part about what we're experiencing right now? If you make that mindset shift, if you can look at it just for a period of a couple minutes, I guarantee you can find something within that will reduce a little bit of the stress. And I know it's hard because there's so many atrocities that happen in this world. Death, disease, things that happen to us in our past. There's so much of that. But there is a piece of what we've experienced that we can then benefit from if we really truly look at it from just that contextual standpoint. And ask yourself, what are you choosing right now? What am I choosing? Am I choosing to be stressed? Am I choosing to focus on all of these things that are stressing me out? Or can I take a step back and focus on something that brings me joy and brings me ease? Because when we're at a constant state of dis-ease, what does that create? Disease. Just look at the word and the way that it's structured. If we're at a constant state of not being at ease, the opposite of being at ease, which is dis-ease, is going to create disease. And that's not anything that we want. So I hope this makes sense. Hashtag value in the comment section if you found value in this video. If you want to have a conversation with me about this, I know that there are hundreds and hundreds of people that are watching this page and on my public Facebook page when this gets posted there that are under this amount of stress. And I'd love to be able to potentially bring some alleviation to this if we can. It isn't just about diet. It isn't just about exercise. It is really a holistic, transformational process that it takes from us to get to where we are to where we want to be. Hope everybody has a great day. Woo!